Welcome back to our participants, and I appreciate the time that you spent with each other during the breakout session. So later on, just hold on to your thoughts, your takeaways, and your insights on the first speaker this afternoon. You'll go back to that later in the second breakout session after our final speaker for this afternoon. So we now move on to our third summit speaker, who is one of the recognized names in the education and tech industry of Bangladesh and beyond. He started from humble beginnings in the ICT business and education world and created the largest ICT and education empire of the country. As a serial entrepreneur, he started his business career in 1990 by an IT startup naming Daffodil Computers Limited, the first and one of the leading public listed IT companies in Bangladesh. He later on represented reputed brands like HP, Compaq, Microsoft, Intel, to name a few, and introduced the first local brand PC, the Daffodil PC, established chain super shop, started software development, and diversified a lot of areas gradually and entered the education sector, which all happened in the 90s. He has involved himself with a lot of challenges while he was president of Dhaka Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Bangladesh Computer Samiti, and the member of Prime Minister's ICT Task Force of the country. The Bangladesh government has awarded our summit speaker with the status of commercially important person for his role. His commitment has attached him as visiting professor for a lot of foreign universities, and he has been awarded honorary professorship, honorary doctorate, and honorary DLit from several foreign institutions. He has been conferred with honorary fellowship from TED Business School, Oxford University by ABRM for his contribution. He has established more than 4 dozen companies with almost 10,000 people and has also been elected as the first vice president of Association of Universities of Asia and the Pacific for the year 2021 to 2022. He served AUAP as the second vice president. World Business Angels Investment Forum, the largest angel investors forum, designated him as the High Commissioner of WBAF for Bangladesh. In 2020, just last year, the World Union of Small and Medium Enterprises nominated him as ambassador. He established the Daffodil Foundation and Daffodil Institute of Social Sciences for the well-being of underprivileged people. He has led many local leading organizations and associations and kept his excellent leadership. He has achieved many awards nationally and internationally. He was given recognition from Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina at the BCS Digital Expo in 2009 for his special contribution to the ICT industry, as well as recognition from Honorable President Abdul Hamid Chowdhury, late President Zilur Rahman for his outstanding leadership and effort in different times. With his presentation on educational leadership, the changing paradigm, please give a warm welcome to the chairman of Daffodil International University, Bangladesh, Dr. M.D. Sabur Khan.
Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes,
okay, so thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me for this Education Summit 2021. And I just like to go share my screen. Okay, my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. So thank you very much, and thank you, Cabuyao University, for organizing this wonderful education summit 2021, and thank you to all of the audience, and of course the MC to introduce me. So I'm just going to start my presentation, educational leadership in the pandemic, the changing paradigm. I'm sure that everybody you aware that still this pandemic is going on and we don't know that when it will be finished, because every time, every month we are thinking that it will be finished very soon, but only God knows when it will be finished. So that is why I think this is the time for the student, for the faculty, for the leader to think with a new dimension. Because the way the education system is going on, I'm quite sure everybody realized that it will not be going on in the same pattern. So this is the time to think the next way. I'm sure that everybody aware that all of the classroom are still exist. All of our university student, faculty, all are continuing their activities. But it is simply bad luck that all of the classroom was really back end. So it is time for us to think that what should be the next and what should be our preparation, how we should change, how we should adapt this new scenario. And we know that yet at least 463 million students worldwide have been cut off from the education because due to cause of this pandemic, it is not possible to come to the class. And at the same time, a lot of the institute are not aware and take the proper preparation also. Because you know that this pandemic is not coming to giving the alarming or to give the proper opportunity for us to take the proper precaution. So globally, most education campuses are now closed, which affects astonishing 1.5 billion students, which is approximately 20% of the total worldwide population. And definitely everyone is eagerly waiting that when we should start our physical class. And nowadays, I'm sure that every education institute, without maybe a lot of cases, they don't have the preparation, but there is no way to use the online media to deliver the education. And you know that China is delivered education to the 180 million students via their television channel. And a lot of the universities, a lot of where they are trying to adapt the innovation, a lot of this creativity is also coming from the various part of this world. And the COVID-19 crisis is exposed education that a digital divide. According to the UN, you know, the 3 billion people have no internet access. Because a lot of cases, maybe few people has or few students have the internet access, but I'm sure that you realize that it is not sufficient because for the video streaming, interaction, and a lot of other cases, the whatever speed they are availing, it is not sufficient. So many institutions have great challenges in effectively use technology to drive the student success, and only 50% have the student success. So considering the whole educational system, if we consider the rest of the 50% are really in the very awful situation. And 89% of university presidents expressed a serious concern about their entire institution's financial future also. And you know, the student also facing the trouble because a lot of cases the student, some of the student maybe they are doing some part-time job, some of the student they have some tuition or some other job, but and even that their parents is also losing job or reduce their income. So by this way, it is observed that 89% impact is coming to the financial position of the university. So that's why leaders are also worried and they are also thinking how they should overcome from this scenario. And no doubt 2021, and we are also seeing the 2022 also may be one of the big threat because if the scenario is not going to be the proper way or taking any solution of the COVID-19, and I'm sure that every country is taking preparation for vaccine and other safety and security. So 2021 is really a very critical year for higher education. And as you know that UN has already set up that 2030, the sustainable development goal, and you know the 17 concern, 17 area is already mentioned, which is relevant to the educational sector. So that's why I think the universities are the key to healthier, greener, fairer, and more inclusive society. So that is why to reaching to the sustainable goal, it is really a big concern for the UN and whole worldwide also, that how we should address these 17 goals and how we should match to the sustainable development goal. And definitely, as I mentioned, the few of the point, I'm sure the leadership is in crisis because the leaders is also worried. They are not getting the time. You see, today, the Philippines and a lot of the other area, you already join in this virtual conference. So we cannot talk each other in physically. So leadership is also in a crisis and how they should take the proper precaution to bring the solution. And I'm sure that the student, the young student, those who are also joining, a lot of you are joining in today's session, I'm sure the students should come out and they should also show the creativity and innovation to bring the solution, because sometimes the problem is giving the opportunity to develop some entrepreneurial minded student. And if we consider the Facebook, if we consider the Zoom, if you consider this YouTube, in every cases we will see this problem is bringing this new entrepreneur to establish this also platform. So I hope that this leader is also will thinking that the student, young student is can become the leader nowadays, considering this pandemic situation. So critical situation to renovate the key infrastructure, how we should overcome. Enable physical education for better teaching and learning, no doubt. But despite of this problem, or I think a lot of the university, a lot of this government is also allowing very limited resources of the physical education, like lab facility or some other interaction. But no doubt, the physical education is the best in all aspects. But again, considering this scenario, I think it is the time to support the students in a more effective way, both mentally and academically. And we know that student is always, they are habituated to move in the sports, interaction, friendship, gathering, amusement. A lot of the event is every day or every month university is organizing. But what is going on? Due to this pandemic, I think they are not able to come out to the home, and a lot of cases they have to maintain the safety and security. So that is why the university authority need to look after about the students mentally also. A lot of the students become frustrated. I think I saw the few of the statistics in a lot of the countries that a lot of the students are already, they are in the serious frustration, and they are already suiciding mentality also seen few part of this worldwide. The students are, due to cause of the frustration, they're taking this, and it just, I should say, it's a bad initiative. So that is why I should say the students also need to be nurtured psychologically, and other things we should look after about the student. And of course, the student, teacher, leader, and everyone, this is the time to understand the scenario of the data and analytics. We should observe the data. We should take the proper survey. What exactly the student need to see, the student like to get from their faculty. I'm sure the student don't like to get their faculty as the traditional way. They need to see that the some of the more interaction, more diversified technological adoption need to be adopted. So that is why I should say that the data need to be analysis, and also the attitude, mindset, expectation, and of course the best practices also need to be nurtured. We should share the best practices and update the curriculum. You know that if we are not updating the curriculum, because due to cause of this pandemic, I think the job market is also tremendously changed. I think a lot of the organization, there's all of the worldwide, that are all reputed organizations, they took the decision that they will update their curriculum. And of course, why we need to update the curriculum? As I already mentioned, that worldwide, the all big giant, all big company, they took the decision that they will allow the home office, they will allow the virtual office. They are not forcing their staff to come to the office. So that is why what happened, all of the activities is going on through the internet, through the PC, or through the remotely. So that is why it is the time for our faculty, our university leader to develop to update the course curriculum based on the demand of the market. Otherwise, what will happen after completion of the education or the degree, student will not get their desired job. So that is why the outcome-based education is a necessity of nowadays. And of course, they encourage the impactful research publication from faculties and students. I know that, and everybody, we are aware that the teachers are doing a lot of the research. But now I think it is time for us to encourage the impactful research, which should be effective for the student and the academic activity. So the student should get their proper guidance from the faculty and proper guideline. These sorts of research and publication need to be encouraged. Otherwise, what will be happen if you go to all of the traditional system, what exactly is going earlier? I think the student will be deprived, and the education institute will lose their reputation also, because I'm sure that the next coming years, the student will evaluate the university also. Student will evaluate the faculty, and based on the education system, outcome-based analysis, research, I think student will also choose the university, which university they should prefer. And again, create the sustainable collaborative environment for employees also. Because inside the university, I'm sure that the admin people, faculty, and all other people, they should also collaborate each other. They should share their best practices among the team member. Otherwise, what will be happen? The best practices will not be followed by the other people, because this is the time to realize and to implement the technology. So beyond that, I should say that the government support for educational sustainability also necessary. It is the time to think also government, and especially the education ministry and all other regulatory authority also, they should think different way. They should also come out of the box. If they think all of the traditional way, it will not be possible to change the educational background, and also student also not get the proper education. So that is why government support is also necessary. And it is the time to make our friendship with the technology. And you know that the robot is also occupying in a lot of cases in replacement of our people. So this is the time to make the friendship with the technology. We should utilize the robot, we should utilize the artificial intelligence and other available technology very smartly. If we're not able to utilize this smartly, we will not able to reach in our destination. A lot of cases we cannot develop our organization. A lot of cases our people also not getting the job. So this is the time to just make the friendship with the technology. So I should say that what exactly our organization, Daffodil Education Network, we have 22 plus educational setup under this Daffodil Education Network. We have university, we have professional training institute, we have a lot of higher education institute, we have colleges, we have school, we have entry level school. So these sorts of a lot of the setup we already have. So we are trying what we are trying. So in our university, we already implemented one student, one laptop. We already giving the every student free laptop from the university. So since 2010, the 2010, we are giving this laptop to our students. So until today, almost 40,000 laptop we are giving the free to our student. So this is the first time in our country from our university we took this initiative, because we realized that without technology, it is simply impossible for our student also to cope up with this present scenario. And we also implemented before pandemic, luckily we took some initiative to implement the online education, which we call the smart education, a platform synchronizing virtual education environment, collaboration and management effectively and efficiently. We are bringing the communication. I'm just showing the one of the smart boards. With all of our department, all of our concern, all of our team, they are associated each other, they communicate each other, and we can track each other through this smart board. So every people, they are coming to the smart board, they are giving their input about their task, about their project, and other people can easily communicate through this smart board. So this is a very smartly we already introduced. We also introduced more than 50 modules, because you know that the day by day, lot of the need is coming. So we also implemented these sorts of lot of the modules. So the student, teacher, admin, accounts, and everyone can use these sorts of module. And creating impact with a better educational platform, we are considering some creativity. We already bringing some creativity, as I already mentioned. The student is the backbone of this university, and this is the time to use the student, because I'm quite sure the student use their creativity and their innovation. Again, the reduced student dropout, we also develop one system which is called mentoring monitoring system. All of our faculty, through this mentoring monitoring system, they can talk with the parent. So they are trying to reduce the dropout due to the financial cost. A lot of the other factor, the student are not much confident as they were earlier. And we can track easily, and definitely you know that the infrastructure cost is almost going to be zero. We already developed some skill analysis tool, and you know that the power of teamwork, blended learning, a lot of this knowledge sharing we already implemented between this time. And I hope that you are seeing that we also develop one virtual educate, and this virtual gate we also develop due to the cause of this pandemic. Students are not able to come to the university, and a lot of cases they are not able to know that what's going on, which department is best, what source of offer, what source of scholarship is going on. So we organized through this virtual platform a biggest virtual admission fair in Bangladesh just last month. So these sorts of lot of this platform, and we also, I'm just showing that how the student as avatar, they can go, they can talk with the relevant counselor or relevant department, and they can easily interact and they can get all of the required information. This is the map of the admission fair, and also the lot of the seminar, a lot of this workshop is going on, and they can apply through the online, and they can download all of the requirements, brochure and other things, and they can they can chat with the relevant people, and so easily they can interact. And that is why I should say the virtual, because due to this pandemic, I'm sure that everybody realized that virtual platform is going to be one of the most popular component. So digital steps for sustainability, we also developed, as I mentioned, the Smart Edu. We also developed the GoEdu.ac. We also developed the Blended Learning Center. So all of our faculty, all of their course curriculum is now already available through this BLC platform. So student, they can easily interact with this through blending platform. And already some of the universities of the world, they also organize that virtual farewell ceremony. So in our university, we also organize a lot of the virtual ceremonies so that the student, they are not need to come to the physically. They can easily completed their degree, and they can also just utilize it in their job market or other area. So I hope that this picture already understanding by everyone. It is the time to update into a win-win focused technology-oriented, sustainable virtual platform for the higher education institution, educators, learners from anywhere of the world. Because as we understood, this is the time that a lot of the university are working good. So it is time to make the friendship, open your hand to invite to the other university. So the all together we can make a one good developing tool, developing team. And I hope that the participating university from the various country, it is time to share each other. So the win-win focused technology, I think some cases, maybe our university doing some good thing. So maybe other universities, some say Dongs University, maybe they are doing some of the good component. So it is time to share each other. So it is time to just bring in all other best practices so that we can become the winner in the near future. So academic leaders should distribute leadership responsibilities to a network of teams throughout the organization to improve the quality of the decision made in crisis resolution. I again emphasize that please, the leader need to be also distribute their best practices, best technology, best idea with the other university, other leader. So as I already mentioned, our university will be happy to work together. We are really happy to distribute, to share our best technology. As I already mentioned, that more than 50 modules we develop, because we believe that the future generation is our asset. So future generation definitely need to know that which technology is best and how they should develop their career in the near future. So thank you very much. I hope that I'll try my best to make you understand some of the few points in this education summit. So again, thank you, Cabuyao University, for this organizing this education summit. So I'll be happy if anyone have any question. Thank you very much, and I'm just stop my sharing this presentation, and I'm going to the MC again. Thank you.
Mr. Mr. MD, Dr. MD Saburkan Tonobad, thank you for your very meaningful topic. I'm sure our future educators were all ears during your presentation. And we now go to the question and answer portion, and we would like to request for a few minutes of your time, Dr. MD Khan, if it would be all right with you to
Sure.
answer some questions from our participants. Sir, would that be all right?
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay. So the first question is, What programs do you think can help our underprivileged students, especially during online learning?
I think skill-based education should giving the more emphasis, because due to this pandemic, you know that virtually, I think the student can easily look the employability respected, skill-based, various soft skill, I should say the soft skill. So because it is not possible to just interact with some of the hard skill. So I think this pandemic time, I'll request to all of the student, due to cause of the pandemic, you can easily get a lot of resources from the internet. Lot of the resources you can get, say suppose in our university also we are offering a lot of the free courses, because due to this pandemic, I should say that a lot of this university, lot of this institute is also giving a lot of these complementary courses to develop the students skill. So this time it will be good for all of you, those who are really interested to develop your career. Please go to this soft skill.
So it's a combination of skill and hard skill. Okay. There's another question, Dr. MD Khan. What could be a disadvantage of being friends with technology?
Well, I should say that it is the time to become a good friend of the technology, because if you are not become a good friend, I'm sure it will be a great disadvantage for you. So you must need to learn and need to cope up with the technology, because you know that it is a lot of common proverb or a lot of common scenario that maybe once upon a time the robot will take over the responsibility of this our stuff, and maybe robot will come to you and they will tell, hey, go back to your home. You don't need to this company. So that is why it is our time to just become a good friend of the technology. If you can use the technology properly, I'm sure the robot will salute you. Robot never can deprive you and never can take over your job, because robot is controlled by the people. So it is you, if you can control the technology. I'm sure that if we consider the smartphone, what do you say? The smartphone has million opportunity to utilize it properly, but we are not using the 0.2% of the facility of the smartphone. So this is the time how we should utilize the technology. You see the Zoom technology, you see in front of you, the when the Zoom is already coming, I think they don't have the much facility, but now every day you see that you have the some other seminaries going on. You see the lot of the interaction possible. So this is the time to know the technology, because if you are not become the friend of the technology, what problem will be coming tomorrow morning when you wake up? You will see that today's technology is obsolete. Maybe your phone is going to be the obsolete. It may not work. And you see every 2 days 3 days you can see the one notification in your mobile phone, please upload it the updated software. If you don't update it the software, a lot of cases you will find that your mobile is giving the trouble. So you must need to become the good friend of the technology. There is no way.
So the only way to survive is to be friends with the robot, with technology. Be friends with technology. So the takeaways of your talk, Dr. MD Khan, is to support students mentally and academically, to update the curriculum, to provide impactful research publications, do collaborative relationships, have support from the government, and be friends with technology. So thank you, Dr. MD Khan, for answering our questions from our participants. Um, Also, we appreciate that Daffodil International University and PNC now has an understanding, and that the above and beyond contribution of Dr. MD Sabur Khan in his country and Daffodil International University will have a great impact in Pamantasan ng Cabuyao in general. Pamantasan ng Cabuyao hopes that it will reach the status of Daffodil International University in the near future. At this point, we'd like to call in to present the certificate of recognition to our third summit speaker, the former Vice President for Academic Affairs of Pamantasan ng Cabuyao, Dr. Marilu R. Tayao.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prof. Dean Burrito. So it's a great honor and privilege to award this certificate of recognition to our distinguished summit speaker, Dr. Khan. Okay, so allow me to read the citation. So, Pamantasan ng Cabuyao, University of Cabuyao, Philippines, and Association of Total Quality Management Professionals Incorporated award the certificate of recognition to Dr. M.D. Sabulkan for sharing his time and expertise during the International Educational Summit 2 with the theme Building Educational Leadership, Thriving in Times of Change. Given this 25th day of June 2021 at Pamantasan ng Cabuyao, City of Cabuyao, Laguna, Philippines. Signed, Honorable Attorney Romel A. Hecolea, City Mayor of Cabuyao, and Dr. Albert D. Madrigal, University President. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you very much, and my pleasure to be associated with you. And I just received this recognition. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Khan.
Thank you, Dr. Tayao, and to our summit speaker, Dr. MD Saburkan Donabad.
ধন্যবাদ।